I now give the floor to the representative of Pakistan.
Thank you, Madam President. We appreciate your presence, in particular, Madam Minister, to preside over this important discussion. We would also like to thank Special Representative Madam Virginia Gamba and the UNICEF representative Madam Gupta for their briefings. Madam President, Pakistan echoes the deep concern expressed in the Secretary General's latest report, which details over 41,000 verified grave violations against children in 2024, representing a shocking 25% increase compared to the previous year. In recent years, the world has witnessed an unprecedented and brutal surge in violence against children in armed conflicts, leaving countless young lives maimed, starved, burned, frozen to death, or weakened by severe malnutrition. This crisis is being felt with harrowing intensity in some parts of the world, embroiled in devastating armed conflicts. Most regrettably, children continue to bear the unimaginable cost of war. In occupied Palestinian territories, both in Gaza and the West Bank, countless children have been killed or scarred for life. In the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Somalia, Nigeria, and Haiti, grave violations have come to the fore. In Sudan, Yemen, Syria, and Afghanistan, protracted conflicts have robbed generations of their childhood. The Security Council has the solemn responsibility to address this disturbing state of affairs, to ensure the protection of children and prevent their suffering, and ensure accountability of the perpetrators without any discrimination or political considerations. Madam President, children living under foreign occupation are particularly vulnerable to human rights abuses and violence. The report's most glaring gap previously had been the omission of certain situations, most notably in Palestine. It took the killing of thousands of Palestinian children in Gaza for the situation to be included in the report last year. Meanwhile, the plight of children in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, previously documented, has regrettably been omitted without justification. Generations of Kashmiri children have been condemned to a life of fear, violence, and repression under foreign occupation. Their plight has in fact worsened after India's illegal and unilateral measures of 5th August 2019. The Secretary General's previous reports rightly urged India to implement measures including the prohibition of the use of lethal and non-lethal force on children, ending the use of pellet guns, and preventing all forms of ill treatment of children in detention and protection of children from sexual offenses. We strongly urge continued reporting on the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, where human rights violations against children are tragically routine and continuing. In the recent Indian unprovoked and unlawful aggression in May this year against Pakistan, civilian areas were deliberately targeted, resulting in the martyrdom of 15 children. These acts of aggression were carried out in blatant contravention of the UN Charter and international humanitarian law. Pakistan calls for a thorough investigation of these grave violations against children and their inclusion in the forthcoming CAC report. Madam President, we reaffirm our strong support for the SRSG's mandate, which must remain firmly focused on actual situations where grave violations and atrocities occur with impunity. This is vital for ensuring the integrity and credibility of the Children in Armed Conflict mechanism. We welcome the Secretary General's decision to remove references to Pakistan as a so-called situation of concern, a long overdue correction of an earlier unjustified reflection. As an early signatory to the Convention on the Rights of the Child, Pakistan is fully committed to its obligations and has implemented extensive legal, policy, and operational measures, including the establishment of a National Committee on Child Protection, the appointment of a national focal person, and the endorsement of the Vancouver Principles to safeguard children. We have already signed a roadmap with the SRSG and are working diligently to implement it, further strengthening child protection in line with our national priorities and international commitments. In conclusion, allow me to emphasize that the Children in Armed Conflict mandate is vital because it documents grave violations against children in conflict, and through its monitoring and reporting mechanism, it exposes the facts, drives accountability, and compels concrete action to protect those most at risk. Pakistan will continue to work constructively with fellow members of this Council to advance this collective objective, which will be reinforced if we can, together, redouble our efforts to prevent and resolve conflicts through peaceful means in accordance with the international law and the UN Charter, because that will be the best guarantee of peace and safety and protection of children and all civilians. I thank you.
I thank the representative of Pakistan for the statement.